TJ Warren averaged 31 points per game and looked like the next Kevin Durant.
6 finds Warren. Here's a long 3. Hits it for 53!
Jimmy Butler dragged the Heat to the finals as a 5th seed.
Stepping in front of Giannis, and he slams it on the other end.
Jamal Murray dropped 50 twice and looked unstoppable.
Step back 3 on the way.
But here's the thing nobody wants to talk about. Most of these bubble heroes, they completely vanished after leaving Disney World. And the reasons why will absolutely blow your mind. Well, today, we're finally getting the truth. Because what happened next isn't just a coincidence, it's a pattern. And the real reason these bubble legends disappeared will change how you look at the NBA forever. So if you're ready to find out what the league hoped you'd forget, smash that like button and let's dive into the most insane basketball mystery of our generation. Look, we need to set the scene here. In July 2020, the world is literally ending, and the NBA decides to restart their season in a Disney World bubble. And I'm not talking about the fun Disney World with Mickey Mouse and overpriced churros. I'm talking about a basketball prison where grown men had to order DoorDash to a hotel lobby. But something magical happened in that bubble. Players who were role players their entire careers suddenly started playing like they were created in a lab, and the internet went crazy. Twitter was convinced we were witnessing the birth of the next generation of superstars. Spoiler alert, we weren't. Let's start with the man, the myth, the legend who disappeared faster than free food at a college campus, TJ Warren. This man averaged 31.5 points on 57% shooting in the bubble. 57%! He was cooking everybody, and I mean everybody. He had a 53-point game against Philly, where Joel Embiid looked like he needed therapy after. Warren was so locked in, he probably could have scored on a team of clones of himself. The internet was going insane. People were making TJ Warren MVP compilations, comparing him to prime Carmelo Anthony, and some brave souls were even mentioning him in the same sentence as Kevin Durant. But here's where it gets weird. The bubble ends, Warren goes back to regular life, and nothing. Radio silence. This man went from looking like the next scoring champion to averaging 4 points per game faster than Jeremy Lin's Linsanity run. Then we had Jamal Murray, who decided that the bubble was the perfect time to channel his inner Kobe Bryant. 2 50-point games, 2, against the Jazz in the playoffs, looking like he was playing NBA 2K on rookie mode. The man was pulling up from the parking lot and somehow making everything. Nuggets fans were already planning his statue outside Ball Arena. Murray and Jokic looked like the next Shaq and Kobe, except Jokic was a 7-foot Serbian magician, and Murray was shooting like he had aimbot turned on. And who could forget Jimmy Butler, who single-handedly dragged the Miami Heat's corpse to the NBA Finals like he was carrying groceries uphill in a snowstorm. This man looked at LeBron James and said, "Not today, chosen one." He had LeBron looking frustrated, which, if you know basketball, is like making Gordon Ramsay cry while cooking. It just doesn't happen. The science behind the magic. So what actually happened? Why did these players turn into basketball gods and then immediately return to their mortal forms? Well, buckle up, because the truth is actually fascinating. First theory, and this one's wild, no distractions. Think about it. These guys were locked in a hotel with nothing to do but eat, sleep, and play basketball. No clubs, no family drama, no Instagram models sliding into their DMs. It was like a basketball monastery. TJ Warren literally said he was going to bed at 9 p.m. every night. 9 p.m.? When's the last time you heard of an NBA player having a bedtime that wasn't 2 a.m.? The pressure factor. But here's the kicker. There was also zero pressure. Nobody expected anything from these guys. TJ Warren wasn't supposed to be Kobe. Jamal Murray wasn't supposed to be Michael Jordan. Jimmy Butler, okay, we kind of expected greatness from Jimmy, but you get the point. When you're playing with house money and nobody's watching except your teammates and some cardboard cutouts, it's easier to let it fly. No home crowds booing you, no away crowds heckling your family, just pure basketball. The reality check. But then reality hit harder than Shaq's backboard dunks. TJ Warren's injury nightmare. So where's TJ Warren now? Well, plot twist, he got injured. Like, really injured. We're talking about a stress fracture that turned into multiple surgeries that turned into him basically becoming a basketball ghost. The man played 4 games in the next 2 seasons. 4. He went from bubble superstar to medical mystery faster than you could say Disney magic. And honestly, that might have saved his reputation. Because at least now we can wonder, what if, instead of watching him brick shots for 3 years? Jamal Murray's comeback story. Jamal Murray? Well, he also got hurt, but his story is actually kind of beautiful. ACL injury right after the bubble season. Missed an entire year. Came back, and he's actually still pretty good. Maybe not 50 points in the playoffs good, but definitely borderline all-star good. Which, let's be honest, is probably what he always was. The bubble just made us think that he was Stephen Curry for 2 weeks. But here's the thing about Murray. He's still capable of these explosive games. He's just not doing it consistently because, turns out, playing like prime Michael Jordan every night is really, really hard. Jimmy Butler's continued excellence. And Jimmy Butler? Well, Jimmy is still Jimmy. Still causing problems, still making life difficult for superstars, still looking like he shops at the same store as your uncle who fixes cars. The difference is, we now know what Jimmy is capable of when everything aligns perfectly. The bubble didn't make Jimmy Butler, it just gave him the perfect storm of circumstances to show us his ceiling. The bubble was different. Here's what nobody wants to admit. The bubble was not real basketball. I'm not saying it doesn't count, but it was basketball in a laboratory. Perfect conditions, no travel, no external pressures, and everyone was just happy the season was happening. It was like if you took a math test at home with no time limit, all your notes, and your smart friend on FaceTime. Sure, you might get an A+, but that doesn't mean you're suddenly a genius. The psychological factor. But there's something deeper here. The bubble heroes weren't just playing better basketball, they were playing fearless basketball. And fear, my friends, is what separates good players from great players. When TJ Warren was scoring 50 points, he wasn't thinking about his contract, his reputation, or what Skip Bayless was going to say on TV the next morning. He was just hooping. Pure, unfiltered basketball joy. What this teaches us. So what can we learn from the rise and fall of the bubble heroes? First, environment matters. A lot. Put players in the right situation, and they might surprise you. Second, consistency is what separates stars from role players. Having 2 great weeks doesn't make you a superstar. Having 2 great years might. And third, sometimes the most magical moments in sports are the ones that can't be replicated. The bubble was special because it was weird, isolated, and completely unprecedented. The legacy. The bubble heroes didn't fail. They gave us something beautiful. They showed us that in the right circumstances, anyone can be great for a moment. And honestly, that's pretty inspiring. TJ Warren might never score 50 points again, but for 2 weeks, he was unstoppable. Jamal Murray might never have another playoff run like that, but he proved he could rise to the occasion when it mattered most. Look, the 2020 bubble was weird, wild, and wonderful. It gave us heroes who vanished as quickly as they appeared, but that doesn't make their stories any less amazing. The truth is, most of these guys are exactly who they always were, solid NBA players who had a moment in the sun. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. The bubble didn't create fake superstars. It created unforgettable memories, and sometimes that's even better. So what do you think? Were the bubble heroes real? Or was it all just Disney magic? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into basketball's biggest mystery, make sure to subscribe for more content that'll make you question everything you think you know about the NBA. Hit that notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up if TJ Warren's disappearing act still keeps you up at night. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, basketball fans.